Tomorrow, the people of Western Sahara are celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Polisario Front. But what is the Polisario Front? What does it stand for, and how did it become the internationally recognized representative of the people of Western Sahara? The Polisario Front is the internationally known movement for the liberation of Western Sahara. It stands for Frente Popular para la Liberación de Sagui Alhambra y Río de Oro. This means Popular Front for the Liberation of Sagui Alhambra and Rio de Oro. This liberation movement is a result of the big uprisings that took place in Western Sahara by the end of 60s and early 70s against the Spanish colonial power. The Sahrawi people went to the streets asking the Spanish government to leave and let them build their own independent and sovereign state. In these demonstrations, people were abused, jailed, and even kidnapped. A very well-known Sahrawi figure, Sid Ibrahim Basiri, was kidnapped in these uprisings, and we still do not know anything about him, and the Spanish government is responsible for it. After these demonstrations against the Spanish colonial power, the Sahrawi people proclaimed the Polisario Front, their movement for the liberation of their country. 10 days after, the Polisario Front decided to start the armed struggle against the colonial powers to liberate the country. And 2 years after, the people of Western Sahara on the 12th of October of 1975 celebrated their first day of unity, where they decided to leave behind the tribal social system and start building their own state, which took place on the 27th of February of 1976, where the Polisario Front proclaimed the Sadr, Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. On the 12th of May of 1975, the United Nations visiting mission to Western Sahara recognized the Polisario Front as the dominant political power. That is why today it is recognized internationally as the only and legitimate representative of the people of Western Sahara. Spain, instead of decolonizing the territory and giving the people of Western Sahara their right to self-determination, as the International Court of Justice stated, they signed an agreement with Morocco and Mauritania to divide the territory in two parts, Morocco invading from the north and Mauritania from the south. The Polisario Front continued its armed struggle against Morocco and Mauritania until in the year of 1979, Mauritania recognized the right of the people of Western Sahara to self-determination and the right to their own territory, and recognized the Sadr, the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. Morocco, however, kept its invasion of the territory until the 6th of September of 1991, where the Polisario Front and Morocco agreed to a ceasefire under the condition of the celebration of a referendum where the people of Western Sahara would decide on their future. This was under the supervision of the United Nations and the Organization for African Unity, which is today known as the African Union. The mission created for this is known as the MINURSO, Mission of the United Nations for the Celebration of a Referendum in Western Sahara. This referendum was expected to take place early in 1992. The United Nations has not only failed the people of Western Sahara, but it has failed its own principles as well. More than 30 years later, in the year 2023, the people of Western Sahara have not had the right for a vote to decide on their future. And more than 2 years ago, the armed struggle started again. Today, 50 years after its proclamation, the Polisario Front is still the only legitimate representative of the people of Western Sahara. The Sahrawi people are more determined than ever to keep their struggle until the liberation of all of Western Sahara and until they have the right to build their own sovereign and independent state.